I'm curious if you guys are excited about the bill. Are you happy for it?
I think it's generally good. As good as you can expect with as slim of a majority as Republicans have in both chambers. There's a lot to like on the immigration front. You mentioned that. $175 billion towards immigration enforcement and border security through 2029, which includes $29.85 billion for ICE to hire 8,500 new enforcement officers and expand deportation operations, along with $45 billion to increase ICE detention capacity with more adult and family residential center beds. Also $46.55 billion for border wall construction. Wow. I think the immigration aspect is the strongest part of this bill. The Medicaid for illegals thing is kind of tricky. You have Senator Eric Schmidt claiming that they're kicking off 1.4 illegal immigrants. It's a little bit more complicated than that. Basically how they structured it, because the complete removal was killed by the Senate parliamentarian under the Byrd rule. What it does is it reduces the federal matching rate for states that provide Medicaid to illegal immigrants from 90% to 80%, and then also lowers the amount of federal emergency Medicaid spending on emergency room visits for illegals. So it's not a full moratorium, and it doesn't kick in until October of 2026.
Interesting.
It's mediocre. I agree with you about the immigration stuff. I do think that making the tax cuts permanent are good. I think that people haven't given enough thought, or you don't hear people talking about it enough, how bad for the economy it would be if they didn't make the tax cut permanent. You hear the left complaining about, rich don't pay their fair share, et cetera, et cetera. Everyone knows that's bullshit. Everyone knows that the rich pay all the taxes and that people like 50% of the population doesn't even contribute. The NFA stuff is obviously bad. It's cool that you don't have to pay $200 anymore for suppressors and for short barrel rifles and short barrel shotguns, but the really onerous part of the NFA is still there. You still have to provide fingerprints. You still have to be on file with the ATF. You still have to notify the ATF to travel across state lines with an SBR and SBS. So those are bad. I don't know everything that's in it, obviously, but like I said, I think that the funding for the immigration stuff is the best thing about it. The tax cuts are very good. Then everything else, I'm still kind of wishy-washy on. Did
you guys hear that the Trump admin's already denaturalized at least one person, stripping their citizenship?
Love to hear it.
Yeah, it was a UK-born individual who came here and was distributing child sexual abuse materials.
Bye.
Yep. Citizenship gone. It was funny. I was talking to Carl Benjamin earlier, and he was like, we don't want him back. And I was like, well, he's yours. You got to take him. I don't blame him for not wanting him back. But
build your own CCOT.
Yeah, exactly. But so the immigration stuff, I think it's so overwhelmingly good. I really don't care all that much about the rest, to be honest. They already took they're already over-regulating our firearm suppressors and that. So sure, I could want more. But these things are already happening. So if really what this bill is, the next move we're going to make is get Trump his funding for controlling immigration, then I just say, okay. I saw a post from Mike Cernovich. He's completely correct. He said the debt is not our most immediate problem right now. The mass migration is our major concern, is our major problem. And the crazy thing is, too, on top of this, the obvious thing, if Democrats win, they're going to spend $10 trillion in the deficit.
Yeah.
It's going to be substantially worse. So, I with respect to Massey, Paul, and even Elon Musk saying this debt stuff is destroying us, it is. But we've got more pressing issues in the short term. If we can solve these short-term issues, we can pull out of the tailspin and start correcting these in the long term.
So this one big, beautiful bill is the Trump agenda manifested into a bill. So if you trust what Trump has to say in this bill, and you believe that he had when he won the election, and he had a mandate when he won the election, then I think you should be supporting this bill. It came down to a 50-51 vote. The three holdouts was one, Susan Collins from Maine. She likes to vote as a centrist because it plays well to her audience over there. Then also Republican Senator Tom Tillis from North Carolina, one of the guys who voted no, is more of a moderate. In his speech complaining about why he didn't vote for the bill, he was really upset about the Medicare cuts, and he said it would end up knocking something like 600,000 people in his state off of Medicare as a result of these cuts. I think they put in some necessary work provisions, and that Medicare needs to have some changes made to it, some reforms made to it, if we want to see it as a long-term, program that the government is going to be able to maintain, that's going to be able to stay tenable. And then, of course, there is the libertarian grandstanders who voted against the bill, and that is Senator Rand Paul. I think that we need to have a serious conversation about what the goals of these libertarians really are. They need to swallow their pride and vote for Trump's one big, beautiful bill. As you guys were saying, the debt is an issue in our country, but it is far from the number one issue. As far as it goes for me, I believe immigration tops that issue, by leaps and bounds. So that's very important. And then they had to give Lisa Murkowski a bunch of sweeteners to get her to vote yes from Alaska. So if Rand Paul wanted to be able to influence this bill and cut $100 billion from it, which they increased to give to Lisa Murkowski, maybe he should have voted to support Trump's bill.
Who do you hate more? Do you hate Democrats more or libertarians?
Well,
No, that's a tough question.
No, and I'll give you an honest
Libertarian a
response.
lot.
It's hard to give you like a definitive answer there because as far as I'm concerned, the libertarians are voting with the Democrats here. Massey is voting against the Trump agenda.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.